Hello everyone, welcome to all of you. Last lecture we discussed about the mechanism of asexual reproduction in lower and higher animals. So there are three types of asexual reproduction like gemel formation, budding and regeneration that we are known about. In today's lecture, we are going to start the next point or next type of reproduction, that is sexual reproduction. So let us start the today's lecture, that is sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction in animals. It is also called as the amphimixis. Here the term amphi means both and mixis means mixing. Here the mixing of both the gametes takes place in case of sexual reproduction. So what are the gametes? The gametes, they are from male and female. The male releases male gamete and female releases female gamete, and these gametes they mixes with each other, which gives rise to the new life, or simply it is called as the offspring in case of sexual reproduction. So let us come to know the definition of sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction, it is defined as the process which involves the production of offspring by the formation and fusion of gametes. So in the process of sexual reproduction, here the production of offspring takes place, but the mechanism behind this production of offspring is there is a formation and fusion of gamete. So this process of gamete formation in sexual reproduction, it involves the major type of cell division. It is called as the meiosis. We know that mitosis, meiosis. Meiosis, it is the reductional cell division, and mitosis, it is the equational cell division. So the process of gamete formation, it involves the process of meiosis, that is the reductional cell division. So let us come to know the types of or the phases of reproduction in sexually reproducing animals. So there are two main types or phases in the life of sexually reproducing animals. Those animals which reproduces sexually, they shows two main phases. Number one, juvenile phase, and number second, reproductive maturity phase. So what are the characteristics in juvenile phase and reproductive maturity phase? In a juvenile phase, it represents the physical growth phase, which starting from the birth of that individual. So in juvenile phase, that animal, it cannot reproduce sexually. There is only growth takes place, but that growth, it is in a relation with the physical point of view. There is no sexual reproduction in this juvenile phase, which is starting from the birth of that individual. Then let us come to know the second phase in the life of sexually reproducing animal, that is the reproductive maturity phase. Here that animal, it attains the reproductive maturity in a relation with its reproductive or the sex organs. In a reproductive maturity phase, that organism or individual or animal, it attains the sexual maturity, the sexual maturity. And this sexual maturity, it is after the completion of physical growth. When the physical growth is over, then the reproductive maturity phase starts. And this reproductive maturity phase, it involves the growth and activity of sex organ in that animal. So that animals can reproduce sexually, and this time of attaining the sexual reproduction ability, it varies animal to animal. So the time period to attain the sexually reproductive maturity phase, it is a different animal to animal. So there are two main phases in the life of sexually reproducing animals, like the juvenile phase and reproductive maturity phase. Then let us come towards the next part, that is the reproductive events in sexually reproducing organisms or animals. What are the reproductive events from start to end that we are going to study in this point? So at first, in a reproductive events, there is first formation of gametes takes place, that is the male gamete and female gamete. And this formation of gamete, simply it is called as the gametogenesis. So after the formation of these gametes they transfer from one organism to another organism, that is from male to female. So if these gametes are male, when these gametes transfers towards into the body of the female, there is essential to different changes in the female body for supporting that gamete, that is the sperm, during the process of copulation. So at the time of copulation, the sperms, it is called as the male gamete. That male gamete, it transfers into the female body, and for the entry of that sperms, that female body, it attains certain changes. Therefore, the successful copulation takes place, that is the entry of sperms into the body of a female takes place, that we are going to study in a detail at the time of fertilization in latter part. So there is changes in the female body for supporting the entry of sperm, it is called as the copulation. So when the entry of that male gamete into the body of female, the next event, that is the fusion of gamete takes place, that is the process of fertilization. It is also we discussed in the mechanism of double fertilization in plants, where the fusion of male gamete with the female gamete takes place, that is the process of fertilization. So in fertilization, simply there is fusion of male gamete with the female gamete takes place, and when the successful fertilization takes place, then there is development of zygote, it is called as the embryology. And that zygote, when the zygote develops after the successful fertilization, zygote becomes modified into the embryo, and that embryo develops into the female body, which latter gives rise to the birth to human being. And that embryo, which latter develops into human being, it requires the nourishment by the production of milk in the body of female. And to produce this milk, or to nourish that developing young ones, there is a certain glands which secretes the hormone, and major type of that gland, it is called as the pituitary gland. And pituitary gland, as it is called as the master endocrine gland, and the gonads, they secretes certain types of the hormones which are significant, or which plays a significant role in the mechanism of human reproduction, that is from the formation of gametes, then fertilization process, development of zygote, development of embryo, then nourishment of that new young ones by milk production. There are certain types of the hormones which are essential for this purpose. So let us come to know the next part, that is the breeding patterns. In sexually reproducing animals, they shows various types of the breeding patterns. Number one, seasonal. It is on the basis of that specific season. And number second, that is the continuous breeders. That means they are independent to the specific season. So in seasonal breeders, the animals like goat, sheep and donkey, they reproduces or gives birth in the specific season. So they are season dependent. While in continuous breeders like the human being and different apes, they can breed throughout the year. So this production of continuous breeding mechanism, or in continuous breeders, there is no any dependency on particular season. So these are the various breeding patterns like the seasonal breeder and continuous breeder. And next part, it is the most important part, that is the human reproduction, as it is related with us, and this is the major part in this topic. From this lecture or in upcoming lecture, there are major events related with the human reproduction. So before start the major events, let us come to know how the human reproduction takes place, or what are the sequential steps in sexually reproducing animal like the human being takes place. So let us come to know human reproduction. As we know that humans are sexually reproducing animals, and this process of sexual reproduction, it involves various sequential steps like the gametogenesis, then insemination, then internal fertilization, zygote formation, embryogenesis, gestation, and parturition. That we are already some stages in these steps that we are discussed in earlier part of this lecture also. So let us again come to revise that sequential steps. That is number one, gametogenesis. What is gametogenesis? That is the process of formation of gametes. Gamete, genesis, formation, gamete formation process. So in human reproduction, we must know that human male is different and human female is different. That human male gives rise to the specific type of the gamete, that is the sperm, and human female gives rise to the specific type of the gamete, it is called as the ovule. That is the ovule. So that sperm and ovum, it fuses with each other in a later stages. When the gamete formation takes place at the time of insemination, that male gamete, that is the sperm, it enters in the female genital tract, and this process is called as the insemination. What is insemination? In first step, gamete formation takes place, that is the human male gives rise to the sperm and human female gives rise to the ovum. These are the gametes or gametogenesis. Then next step, insemination, that is the entry of human male sperm, that is the human male gamete, into the female genital tract, and it is called as the insemination. When the successful entry of the human male sperm into the female genital tract, there is fertilization, and the process it takes place inside, it is called as the internal fertilization, where the fusion of male gamete, that is the sperm, with the female gamete, that is the ovum, takes place. And after successful fusion or the fertilization, there is formation of zygote. In later stages, zygote develops into the embryogenesis, then gestation, and after the successful completion of that period of that embryo in the female uterus, that a newly formed baby comes out, it is called as the parturition mechanism. So all these sequential steps that we are going to study in our next lectures. So let us come to know the human reproductive system. The basics of human reproductive system. We are not going to study in details that we are going to study in next lectures. So in this point we are going to study or revise just the primary and secondary sexual characteristics of human reproductive system. The characters are, the sexes are separate, as we know that human male is different, human female is different, so their sexes are separate. Human male and human female, they differ in their primary and secondary sexual characters. दोघांमध्ये ह्युमन मेल असेल किंवा ह्युमन फिमेल असेल, दोघांमध्ये प्रायमरी सेक्शुअल कॅरेक्टर्स, सेकंडरी सेक्शुअल कॅरेक्टर्स काय आहेत, वेगवेगळे आहेत. व्हॉट आर दी प्रायमरी सेक्शुअल कॅरेक्टर्स इन मेल? प्रायमरी सेक्शुअल कॅरेक्टर्स, it is related with the gonads. So in male gonad is called as the testis. हे सगळ्यात महत्वाचं आहे. मेल मध्ये प्रायमरी गोनॅड काय आहे? टेस्टिस. And the importance of testis, it is to produce sperms or spermatozoa. मेल मध्ये गोनॅड आहे टेस्टिस, तो काय तयार करतो? स्पर्म आणखी स्पर्मॅटोझोआ. इन फिमेल गोनॅड इज कॉल्ड एज द ओव्हरी. आणि ओव्हरी काय तयार करते? ओव्हरी प्रोड्युसेस एग्स और ओव्हा. आता या ठिकाणी आपण ज्यावेळेस गॅमेटोजेनेसिस बद्दल बोलतो त्यावेळेस काय आहेत पहा? स्पर्म आणखी स्पर्मॅटोझोआ. स्पर्म और स्पर्मॅटोझोआ, दे आर द मेल गॅमेट. आणि फिमेल मध्ये काय आहेत? इन फिमेल द एग और ओव्हा, दे आर फिमेल गॅमेट. आता हा झाला गॅमेटोजेनेसिस, दॅट इज द मेल प्रोड्युसेस स्पर्म्स और स्पर्मॅटोझोआ इन द टेस्टिस, or testis produces female ovary, that is the female gonad, it produces eggs or ova. So the gametogenesis takes place. So sperm and egg, these are the gametes in male and female respectively. Then come towards the secondary sexual characters in male and female. The secondary sexual characters, they are achieved after the maturity. When the maturity takes place or the puberty takes place, then the secondary sexual characters appears or arises in both male and female. They are different. What are the secondary sexual characters in male? That is the beard, then beard development, then mustache development, then low bass voice, then rudimentary mammary glands, hairs development on the chest, body becomes muscular, and enlarged larynx, that is the in a neck region, the elevation, it is called as the Adam's apple, appearance of enlarged larynx. These are the various secondary sexual characters in male. And what are the secondary sexual characters in female? In female, there is well developed mammary glands, then high pitched voice and broader pelvis is there. So these are the various secondary sexual characters appears in male as well as female. Both are different, and these secondary sexual characters, it appears only after achieving the maturity. So what are the secondary sex organ? The secondary sex organs are number 1 reproductive duct and number 2 accessory gland. So what is the role of reproductive duct? The reproductive duct, they helps in the transporting the gametes, that is the sperm and eggs in male and female. They are transported with the help of reproductive ducts. And what is accessory gland? That accessory gland, they help in the reproductive process. So reproductive duct and accessory gland, both are the secondary sex organ, and one of the major characteristic of human reproduction is the human reproduction as it is takes place by the sexual method and it exhibits the vivipary. We know that viviparous organisms and oviparous organism. What is vivipary? The vivipary or viviparous organism, they directly gives birth to the young ones. And what is oviparous or ovipary? They are egg-laying animals and they gives birth from the eggs. So human reproduction, it is the sexual mode of reproduction and they exhibit vivipary. So in today's lecture we discussed about the mechanism of sexual reproduction, general outline or the sequential events in the sexual reproduction, and phases in sexual reproduction, that is the juvenile phase, reproductive maturity phase, various events are there, breeding patterns are there, and the steps in human reproduction, and various primary and secondary sexual character sex organs in the human reproduction. So in the next lecture we are going to start with the major part in the human reproduction, that is the human male reproductive system. So be with us for next updates. Thank you.